Hey Design Squad, welcome back to another Tuesday and another Design Tool Tuesday, where I'm gonna give you another design tool which is definitely gonna benefit you because it benefits me. And usually it goes like this: if I'm recommending a tool to my peers or juniors or apprentice designers or teammates or any other person who is interested in good practice, good design, how to make awesome kick-ass product design outcomes, deliverables, it's an actual awesome design tool which is worth sharing. And that's why, with no affiliation, I'm sharing these design tools. And today I have a really good UX tool. It's in the title. And really good UX tool by Ep18 is basically a directory of different best practices, but best practices which are been proven, user tested, and they're basically what makes a bread and butter for some of the top players in the tech product market. Without waffling around too much, let me show you exactly what it is. Well, out of the bat, if you go to realgoodux.io, you're gonna get asked to sign up for a newsletter, but you don't have to. The best bit about this tool is that you can just go explore or choose by the specific category or by the topic and find examples where there is a lot of different, not just visual representation, not just UI, but actual UX and experience design behind the scenes and how it affects the users and why you should do what you do. So let me show you some. For example, if you go down below or you go to categories as a user, as a designer, you can find different type of proven examples. If I go to user onboarding, you're gonna see that I have a lot of different bits. For example, Monday.com, which have been hammering my YouTube ads like crazy. We have Duolingos and such, and all of them are big apps and well-known apps. And so let's go to one of them, for example, Duolingo. Here, as you can see, they created a page per each of these cases. And as you can see, it's all about onboarding experience and how they, let's say, personalize the experience, how they gamify it. And it's not just screenshots. That's the best bit about really good UX tool, is that it actually goes through, the rationale behind it. On a quite high level. However, if you are new to UX, it's just a no-brainer because you need to know those things so you can make a better decision on projects you are working on. So get inspired and maybe even have backing if, let's say, you are, proposing some sort of design and your stakeholders are pushing back because it just doesn't look good enough. However, the usability is of top quality. Maybe then you can explore and find something which would actually back you up because, hey, the top competitor or the top player in the market is doing so. And so in this tool, you're going to find, actual screenshots as well, of course. But, UI is one bit. UI is such a subjective thing. There is good design in UI, there is bad design in UI. However, we're talking UX, and UX is much more than that. People who run really good UX, they're basically exploring as many different patterns and themes around these examples and the best practices. It's not much, of course. However, again, if you're new to this, it's plenty for you to think about and remember. And it's both textual and visual fragments is actually what can stick and inspire you to do better. I found other examples which are not as extensive, which is not like a case study almost of the best UX in practice. Let me show you some of them. For example, Korra's task list to improve the user feed. Korra has been, it's such a controversial thing, but their UI has been bashed a lot. I think their UX is great though. And so this is actually telling the users as a snippet, as a contextual item to how to improve it. And people behind really good UX are basically exploring of how to do so in just a few bullet points. And so, it really depends how much time you have. It's almost like you can take this as a best practice UX example newsletter, because all it is just like something you can read on your lunch break or something you can explore whenever you need some ideas of how to, let's say, approach tooltips, which, on mobile, it's a big hassle, and it's really hard to make tooltips, let's say, as a good UX pattern, because again and again, you're going to user test and you're going to find out that your users are either not finding it useful, or it's too hidden, or it doesn't give enough context, or content strategy and content design behind it is not great because the tone of voice is missing, and so forth. However, if you need some examples, this is where you go. So let's see, Stack Overflow, another website I sometimes go to for my technical and coding bits. You know, it explains exactly how they use it and how they use it to full extent. And as you can see, if I zoom in, Stack Overflow is actually using contextual ones without any user interaction. So as you type, let's say, the tooltip is going to appear to give you suggestions instead of forcing you to actually explore and look for it. And if, let's say, you would look for some big name like InVision I saw just the other day, you're going to see that we have some videos embedded as well, where you actually can preview exactly what's the rationale behind it, because InVision does well to prevent mistakes for designers who, let's say, are about to delete or archive different bits because, let's say, their prototype is active. So there's a lot of that and a lot of rationale and logic behind the thing. I would recommend you to explore and check this service, this website, because it's totally free. You can sign up to their email newsletter and get it directly into the inbox. I hope it's useful. As per usual, this is really quick take on the design tools, and design tools which are awesome, and I think this is particularly awesome for those who are getting started or need some backing to their existing ideas, or find out, get inspiration on how to do it better. So as per usual, give a like, subscribe to his channel, leave a comment down below if you like it, and I'll see you next time.